Welcome to the Know Yourself channel, where making astrology known and understandable is the number one priority. I'm the Scottish Astrologer, and in this video we are going to take a look at my son's school report card, well, a section of it at least. And then we're going to look at my son's birth chart, so to explain the reasons why some of these things are said here about him. Okay. Warren is a polite boy who enjoys spending time with his friends. However, he can find it challenging to interact with other children and to allow others to take the lead during collaborative group situations. Okay. Now, as you can see here, my son has his moon within Scorpio, within the first house, which is how other people see you. And the moon is basically your mind, emotions, etc. And it's actually in detriment being in Scorpio. It doesn't like being there. Basically, this makes my son really emotional. He gets upset really easy, cries a lot, gets really offended over things he shouldn't get offended about, or crying over things he shouldn't cry about. And basically, for making friends, this is like he gets really attached, like really clingy and attached to a friend, right? And most people just can't really handle it. You know, like the person who he wants to be his friend, he just gives far too much attention. He gets too, say, deeply emotionally involved with them. Properly, like all he does is talk about them, and he just wants play with them all the time. Like, so yeah, this issue here, basically no being able to interact properly with other children. It's basically because they really can't interact properly with him. He's no problem interacting with them, but they just find that a bit overwhelming, shall I say, the way my son tries to be friends. And as you can see here, it says he also finds it challenging to interact with other children and to allow others to take the lead during collaborative group situations. And as you can see here, my son has his Mars placed within the sign of Leo. Now, Mars is basically his action, his drive, just basically action. Anything you do physically is Mars. And it being in Leo, that's leader. It's like Leo's leader. So basically, as you can see, he finds it difficult in a group situation if he isn't the leader. Like, he likes to be the boss, he likes to be the leader, he likes to take charge. And if he doesn't get allocated that role, then there's problems. He just can't accept any other role less than being the leader. It doesn't work. So again, that's why this happens here. Also, as Mars is in the 10th house, which is a natural house ruled by Capricorn, and Mars is exalted, it's most happiest in Capricorn. And Capricorn's really down to earth, really stubborn, you know what I mean? So, like, it's all self-explanatory when you know astrology. What you're reading in your child's school report card, they just make sense, you know why. But it's difficult going in as an astrologer and lecturing the teacher basically about the reasons why, you know, because it being a taboo subject known as a pseudoscience. But the truth being, if the teacher would just look and listen, then the evidence is here for the problems the child is showing. And if they knew these problems, it should be much easier for them to work around them and to understand why. Okay, it says he now needs to accept responsibility for his actions, control his emotions, but like I says to you, having the moon being in detriment, which is your emotions, in Scorpio, he's a really deeply emotional person, very. So, them saying that he really needs to control his emotions, obviously it's really hard for him. So, but they don't understand that. But if they did, it'd be a whole different situation for teaching children and understanding their needs and understanding why they are the way they are. Okay, and be honest to allow positive relationships to develop. Okay, that is a real issue with my son. He lies a lot, or doesn't tell the truth, or keeps secrets. And again, this is because Scorpio is a natural ruler of the 8th house, which is a house basically the occult, hidden things, deep secrets, So basically, most likely, this is because he lies extra more than most kids like I've ever seen, right? It's like a real problem with him not telling the truth or holding back information or anything like that. But again, it's due to this. The moon being in here in Scorpio in the first house, so that's how other people perceive you, as being a liar, basically. So certainly hopefully grow out of it, or I can coach him out of it. But it is a problem. But again, explained through if you know astrology. Okay, he receives additional support for his spelling and reading 3 times a week with the support for learning teacher. He is making some progress in literacy and numeracy, but must try to listen more carefully during teaching times, as he is very easily distracted and does not always hear the instructions given. Okay, and this is due to having Mercury within the sign of Gemini, which it's in its house. Mercury is your communication, Gemini is the sign of communication, and basically anyone that has Mercury and Gemini cannot concentrate. They have an abundance of thoughts going through their head, constant distractions, all the time, constantly. So it's hard for them to learn in an environment with even a few people. They need to be taught on their own, one to one, is how they progress properly and actually learn. They can't have any distractions within a classroom full of children, having to listen to a teacher. My son was just constantly, just anything will catch his attention. He'll just no pay attention at all. And obviously you need to listen to learn in class. So that's where his lack of progress in that sense comes from. But a great thing Mercury and Gemini does is makes you really, really good for learning languages. Like my son does, he loves to know what all these words mean in foreign languages. He enjoys listening to, say, French music in class when they're learning French, etc. My son's only in primary 3, then the end of primary 3 going on to primary 4. I just thought I'd add that, and I think I forgot to mention that. So he's still young, he's still learning and all that, but these are real issues for him, And this, like, anyone can research this here and see that basically it causes what I say is you're easily distracted, you can never concentrate. It's a real issue. And again, like I mentioned, Warren has the ability to complete his work independently. Like I mentioned, he can only learn on his own. They don't understand why this is. I do, as an astrologer. As I said, I just can't go in and lecture the teacher about this. Okay, but often needs to sit on his own for this to happen. You know what I mean? So one has the ability to complete his work independently, but often needs to sit on his own for this to happen. Like I said, it is due to having Mercury and Gemini and making him so easily distracted and cannot concentrate. That is why he's best being taught one-on-one. But they just don't know it, and it's frustrating, really frustrating. I believe all people should learn at least basic astrology, the basics, because it is very accurate and it can help children, it can help in the education system for teachers. I really believe that when in high school, for instance, all guidance teachers, I don't know if you've had one, but I believe all guidance teachers should be astrologers, because they could just look at the children's birth charts and they can just tell everything about the child, including where they'd be best placed for a career, what their talents are, even if they don't know what they are, you can tell what they are and get them into that area and they can become great in that area. That's the benefits of astrology, and it's a real shame that it isn't this way and people just think of astrology as horoscopes in a newspaper, which is not even scratching the surface of astrology at all. Just makes people think it's not accurate, as 90% of all people who read these horoscopes will not add up accurate to. And that amount of people then just thinks, yeah, astrology is a pseudoscience. You know what I mean? But that is not the case. Astrology is superior, it's a superior science. And until people realise that, the world's going to remain how it is. The only way to truly change the world is if everybody learns astrology. And it sounds a bit, oh, nah, it'd take more than that, but it really doesn't take more than that. Because if everyone knows astrology, they know their self, they can become their greatest version. And if everybody knows their self and becomes their greatest version, the world will be a great place to live. Okay, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Please share the video, because it's a really important subject, and I think it would be interesting for any parent to have a look at this. It hopefully inspire them to want to learn astrology, to better know their self, and more importantly better know their children, because that is the key thing with astrology that is going to change the world. The children, if all parents could nurture their children through knowing their children properly, great place. Okay guys, thank you for watching.